Hello and welcome to the 50th video, and today we are going to be in Tenby.
You can't park there, Sonny.
I've got no idea what motor caravans are. But I'm pretty sure it's not what I'm driving. There was one spot about 200 yards down the road that was absolutely perfect. But as I pulled up, a Welsh water van pulled up behind me. I needed this spot. The drain underneath was blocked and he needed access to it to clear it. So I had to move on to this spot that I'm on now. It's called the Croft. And the view is this. I'm hoping that I'll be okay where I'm parked. It is at the very beginning of October. And it's fairly quiet. Most of the tourists have gone home. So fingers crossed I don't get moved on, because the alternative is a dark, grey, drab, brutalistic multi-storey car park that does allow 24-hour parking. I think it's about £6. So if I do ever get moved on from here, that's going to be plan B. Quite a nice little park, that. And it looks like there's a path down to the beach. So this is obviously the flood that the Welsh water guy was talking about. And I didn't fancy parking my van along here in this. This end space here is exactly where I wanted to go, but the guy needed to protect the drain because they're coming up here in a bit to give it a good clear out. If it's free later on, I might come back, because look at the view. If I can wake up to that in the morning, I certainly won't be complaining. Now, I don't know if this is true or not, but I've heard it from several people. But in Tenby, you are only allowed to paint the buildings the colours that the council allow you to use. That on top of there is St Catherine's Fort. I think it was used in one of the later James Bond films. And the island is called Coldy Island. There's a big monastery over there. It's a beautiful place. Really, really nice on that island. And I've been wanting to do a stealth camp over there for years. Just go over there on one of the boat trips that come from this beach. Just take the tent or the bivvy bag and just go onto the island and camp for the night. Normally in low tides you can walk not quite round that island, but a good way round it, and you can also walk round here to the other beach. Looks like that's been blocked off. Considering what it's been like the rest of the week, I think I've come off quite lucky today. That's a better view. And just over there, dead ahead, is where the van is. Tenby is full of lanes and alleyways. It's an absolute maze. But it's all very, very pretty. That's a lovely little place in there, or it was years ago. I did some door work in there. It was the only place I ever worked where I got no trouble. And that is our little Tenby store. Worked in there a couple of times. Fantastic staff. So if you ever need your outdoor gear, pop into there. This is pretty much the main centre of Tenby for shops. I'm glad it's not tourist season, because when it's the 6 weeks holiday, it is rammed, wall to wall people. Not a bad thing, because it brings money into the economy that keeps it going through the winter. Loads and loads and loads of places to eat around here. But for me, it's going to be a curry in the back of the van. That was a very pleasant evening. I enjoyed that. But I'm back at the van now. So I think it's time I got some food on the go. I was tempted, very tempted, by a Japanese restaurant, but it was quite expensive and a very, very limited menu. Yeah, so I didn't bother with that one. Was also tempted by fish and chips, but there was nothing on the way back from the town centre, and I couldn't be bothered to walk back and find something. So when I've got food in the van anyway. But yeah, really enjoyed that. Yeah, let's get some food on the go. I've got Thai green curry, rice, and some spicy chicken. Right, I'm going to get that on the go, and I'm going to have a cup of tea as well. So, Earl Grey again. See you in a bit. And I just wanted to mention my lighting solution, which I've been having trouble with, because the little pop lights just weren't doing it, and neither was the strip lights. But I've had this one lying around the house for ages, and they are super bright. They're by a company called Suptig. I don't think I'm going to get to use them tonight, because I really want to be as stealthy as possible. And these are just going to light up like a beacon. But I might give you a bit of a show later on when it gets dark. Right, it has to be said that these new lights are working really well. Absolutely chuffed with that. I think that light was something like 34 quid. So they're a bit pricey, but they work. It's really steamed up in here at the moment, which is unusual. It doesn't normally steam up this much. But I've got the window open. But so far, outside, I've been for a walk and it's been fantastic. It's really quiet. No cars coming up. Well, not many anyway. Sorry, I got the hiccups. The curry's done. A bit later than I thought, because I really wasn't that hungry. Bottle of wine. But anyway, I'm going to turn these lights off, because there are still people walking past and I don't really want them to see the lights in here. So it's 9:20 now, and it's been so quiet up here. It's been fantastic. There has been a car sat here for a good couple of hours with its engine running and its music going, but it hasn't disturbed me at all because I couldn't hear it. You're not going to be able to see that, I'm sure, but from what I can see, it's beautiful down there. The road is really quiet, and as a stealth camp, I would absolutely recommend this one, and I will definitely be coming back. I reckon the car that was sat there were just youngsters enjoying the view. I don't know what that is, some sort of industrial unit, and there's a big car park there. But yeah, absolutely first class little spot. Oh, and an owl. Right, I'm going to get back into the van. Fingers crossed I won't get the knock. Loads of other cars up here, as you can see. So me being parked up here, I'm certainly not standing out. Good morning. As you can see, the lights are working. It's so bright in here. I'm going to have to adjust that in a minute. Oh, it's 7:05. No, 7:10. And that was a really, really good night. Really quiet. Nice little street. No disturbances. Definitely coming back to this one. It got down to 5 degrees in the night, but again, as usual, this Mountain Warehouse 1400 sleeping bag just kept me so toasty. Oh, really good night. So pleased with that. Yeah, a couple of cars going past in the last sort of 10 minutes or so. I think everyone's going to work now, but no disturbances, so really pleased with that. There was a van pulled up to me about 6:30, which I was a bit worried about, but it was no problem. It was just the council van emptying the bin that's next to the van there. Yeah, definitely recommend this one. You'll see all the 3 words locations on the bottom of the screen, but you're going to be lucky to get a flat spot back down the road towards the town, a couple of 100 yards. The camber on the road is really steep, so that could be an issue, and the road going up the hill is obviously going up a hill, so yeah, again, I don't know what it's like at the top, but I was lucky to get this spot on the bottom at the flat. It's on the wonk a little bit going into the gutter, but not a problem for me anyway. I slept fine. But anyway, I'm going to get the kettle on, stop rambling, and try and wake up a little bit more. But let me just show you what it's like without the light on. Let's turn it off. If it will go off. Yeah, there you go. That's what it's like without the light on. I put the big light on. That's good, and I can tilt that down, but if I keep going, that's just going to end up blinding you. But that's the light. It's daylight outside, but as you've seen before, because of the tints on the windows, it's pretty dark inside here. But yeah, I'm really pleased with those lights. Right, okay, I'm not going to put them back on because there's a car coming, so I'm just going to put the dim lights on and make myself a coffee. Okay. It is a glorious morning. Lovely, crisp chill in the air. I did love this little road last night. Okay, so this is the North Beach. Good morning, Tenby. Winter is most definitely here. I'm going to turn that heater down because it's whistling. I think it's running out of gas. Yeah, that is pretty chilly out there. But I've had the heater on for a couple of minutes and it's nice and toasty in here, and the coffee's warming me up. I've had the drone up, but it's quite windy. Once you get about 200 foot up, I start getting strong wind warnings. So I only fired it along the beach, got a 360 overview. But you'll see it in a minute, either at the end of the video or I'll stick it in now. It looked a bit glitchy on the screen, but hopefully it'll be fine. I'm on the hunt today for some of those red sugar dummies. They're about that big. You usually get them at fun fairs and things like that, seaside shops. Couldn't see any yesterday. Only those horrible, like fruity, mint, stripy coloured ones. But no, I like the plain red ones. Send a few of those to my mum as well. I smash them up into big chunks and it just takes me ages to suck through them. But it's not worth going in town because it's 10 to 8. Nothing's going to be open. Oh, I'm knocking that coffee down. I think I'm going to have another one of those. Yeah, it's lovely out there. But chilly. So I'm going to finish this coffee. I'm going to stop rambling because I do that far too much on these videos. I'm heading off into town now to go and see if I can find some sweeties. See if I can find the red dummies that I'm after. As I'm here, I might as well walk along the beach. I walked along the roads yesterday. I hate sand and I don't like beaches. Hate sand because it just gets everywhere. But I'll take one for the team and put it on the video for you. Well, there's a turn up for the books. I don't have to touch the sand. Bonus. Another view of St Catherine's Island. There's a huge fort on top of there. It's been abandoned for years. I'm not sure what's going on with it now. I've heard all sorts of plans over the years, but for now I think it's just sitting there. I could be wrong. I do apologise for the wind noise if you can hear it. I was hoping to get the drone up, but really not sure. We'll give it a go and see what happens. Even if I just fire it up and get a few shots, I'll stick them somewhere in this video. That little Mini 3 never fails to amaze me. Absolutely brilliant drone. For a tiny little thing, it handles the wind superbly. It's pretty windy up on this end here, but the drone, yeah, it was fantastic. This is the massive beach on the other side from where I'm staying. It's a beautiful seafront. I've got my dummies. I got 10 of them, so I'll send some of those off to my mum. This thing's beautiful. It's been here for years and years. I'm so glad it's not tourist season. It's nice and quiet. Still a lot of people about, but nothing compared to the 6 weeks holiday. I'm going to do the sign off now while it's quiet and leave you with a nice view of Tenby. As always, I hope this has encouraged you to get out and come and see these places and do a bit of van camping if you can, or come out and do some camping in a tent. Whatever you want to do, just so long as you try and get out and do something. And I hope these videos really encourage you to do that. I've just bought myself a pasty and a bottle of drink, so I'm going to go and sit in the van and chill out for 5 minutes and have my breakfast. So I hope you've enjoyed it. Thanks for coming along, and I'll see you next time. Thanks.
You can't park there, Sonny.